Welcome to the Pine River football drill video. This drill is a work in progress, and we hope to add a lot more drills in the upcoming years. When it comes to youth football, we feel like there are three important objectives to be obtained. The first one is just to let everybody play. We never know who's going to play high school football. Some of the best kids that you have today won't. We've seen it happen. So let everybody play. A second important thing is technique, and that's what this video is designed to help you do, to teach kids some of the important drills that go with each. And finally, just have fun. Don't get too wrapped up in wins and losses. Just have a good time out there. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a great season. Here are some offensive line drills. Here we're pushing the sled wide, feet up on your insteps. Here using bags and boards, we're working on that first step. We block with our hands and try to extend at the end. Traditionally, you see a lot more shoulder blocking. Nowadays, you see a lot more hand blocking. Either way is probably fine, but you also have to work at blocking at angles. You don't always fire off straight. Again, at the end, we want to try to extend and finish. This is going the other way. In these videos, you see anybody from freshman to senior, so you're going to see things done well and things that need a lot of work. Here we're pulling to the right and the left. Usually you want to make contact with the shoulder on a trap like this. We have one drill here for tight ends. Basically, the importance here working on a hook block. We have a number of drills for running backs. So you're going to see here we're working on cutting, planting on the outside foot, switching the ball. This is an angle from behind. When we switch, we usually want to go hand over top. You want to be in the same habit when you switch so that you are real comfortable. Some of these guys are going hand underneath. We'd rather have them always go hand over top. Or a lot of times now, we're carrying the ball with two hands, as shown here, unless we're out in the open. And we like to always go about 10 yards with two hands. This is a spin drill, seen from both angles. One thing with drills is you always want to get more than one line going. Here we could probably even go a whole nother line. More kids doing the drill, more repetitions. That's really important. If you want to have tough running backs, you got to work them hard. Here we're a little tight on this shot, but as you can see, we're working handoffs. We like to have basically elbow to belt buckle. Obviously have the open area to the side of the quarterback. We'll also do that and take away the ball and have them work on faking. Here we have some bags drills if you have some agiles. Sometimes you can use other things in the place of agile, cones and things like that. But we're working on different types of cuts. I'll show you a number of quarterback drills here. When you first start out, you got to make sure that they can move away from the center. You notice we snap the ball up to our top hand to mimic that center type of ball movement. We practice, stepping out to different angles depending on what type of play we're going to run. And if we're going to run a run play or a play action pass play, we want to bring the ball to our navel, which we call the third hand, to secure the ball. If it's a pass, then we're going to bring the ball up to our pec, and that's a drop back pass type scenario, 3 or 5 step drop. So you can see here we've progressed now to 3 and 5 step drops. A lot of quarterbacking, you have to really be concerned with the feet as well as the arm. Here you'll see their feet chopping. We keep our feet chopping in the pocket. That way we can move slightly side to side at any moment. Working drops and movements. We'd like to keep 2 hands on the ball all the time. We see a little pat there, which you'd rather not have, but we're working a 5-step drop, hinging forward a little bit or hitching forward. If it's a longer pass, we have time to do that type of hitch. Otherwise, we just got to shift our weight to our back foot and to our front foot. Now we're moving to some defensive drills, starting with the inside linebackers. These are step over drills. We do a lot of this type of agility stuff with inside linebackers. For younger guys, real young guys, you can just use little cones. You get kind of the same idea. The bigger the kids, then kind of the bigger the dummies. A linebacker's primary mode of movement is shuffling. So here you see us working on little mini shuffles and being able to plant the outside foot and change direction. Planting the outside foot is really important, really, in at a number of positions. Again, just for agility here, we're running over the bags with high knees. If you're curious, when you see these drills, you're seeing drills that were videotaped over a number of years, some in a summer camp setting, some in regular practice setting, as you can tell by the equipment. A lot of times we're actually shuffling downhill. It's always good to finish a drill with some sort of like a tackling type movement like that. This drill is good for linebackers and defensive backs. You can use little cones. We use bags with inside linebackers. Linebackers got to play the run and the pass. You need to be able to backpedal. You need to be able to come up hard. Here we're working on filling our gaps. First thing we do is take 2 little read steps. Then we got to move based on our key, which we read the guards. If you have a flow coming right at you, the guard coming out, or a running back, you got to fill your gap. Now we're into pass drops. We typically run a 5-3 defense. These guys got to cover all the way out to the flats. So they step forward, always thinking run first, flip their hips if it's a pass, get depth, and then get width. The key is the depth first. That way, if the guy does catch the ball, quick one to the flats, you can still make the tackle. If you get width first, he catches. A lot of times he might be able to get up the field on you. Now you're chasing a running back from behind, and a lot of times they're faster than linebackers. This is just doing the same thing, only to the left. Try to break downhill on the ball. Catch the ball at the highest point. You're not a center fielder. Same thing goes for defensive backs. We don't want to wait for the ball to come down. Unlike baseball, somebody might run in front of you and catch it. Our middle linebacker, we drop to the hole, and then we just read the quarterback, and we flow one way or the other. If we get a flood type scenario, then we'll help with the flood. Now we're doing a tip drill. First guy tips it. Second guy tries to get him, catch it. You know, when you're working with defensive backs or linebackers, it's important that you do some catching of the football. You want to try to take advantage of any opportunity, so you need a little bit of catching skills. And some of these guys playing on the O-line don't get a chance to do that very much. For fun, we might do like a double tip. If we get that down, we might even try to tip through the whole line. Sometimes just adding a little twist makes the drill fun. Now we'll show you a few defensive back drills. Here we're coming up on in a run type scenario. We want to take everything outside in, force it back to our help. Linebackers and DBs, they have the same rule. So in this case, they're using like a rip to kind of come through that blocker from the outside. We never want to let somebody get down the sideline on us. You need to practice these things both ways. Moving into some group offensive drills. Of course, we try to do a lot of practice of timing of our backfield action. And so we'll go 2 or 4 groups even at a time. Again, we want to minimize people sitting around doing nothing. If we have an extra kid, we'll have them snap the ball to the quarterback to mimic that timing. Now we're looking at a pass drill from behind, 4 quarterbacks tightly together. You give them the 3 or 5 step drop. You give them all different routes. Here's looking at it from the side. The middle quarterbacks will throw the routes most to the middle, and the outside guys will throw the routes most to the outside. Very good drill. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. We know we're missing some positions. This is a work in progress. Some of you may have a wide receiver video from Ohio State because at this point we don't have any wide receiver videos on here. I just want to say appreciate you taking the time to not only watch this video but just to work with the youth. This is a great opportunity for you to have an impact on a number of kids. Some of them who really need a positive activity. And just remember those 3 objectives and have a great season.